A wonderful Sunday, dear colleagues. Once again, it's your associate, Dr. Nxumalo. Alright, so we carry on with the final touch-ups and the retesting of the system before schools open. So this is your dashboard as usual. You can click any grade whatsoever. If you click, it takes you straight into the reports, into the report card. You can click the back button. Yes, you can click the back button to go back to the dashboard. Yes, there is a back button right here which you can click to go back, so you can basically access any report from this dashboard. There is no issue about that. Okay, so enough about the dashboard. Let's go straight to demonstrating what we've been advised about by some wonderful and knowledgeable colleagues in the sector. So before we carry on, let's just increase our screen so that we are able to see. So this is where we are going to enter the name of the student. So this video is for demonstration purposes, colleagues. So if the name of the student is Nxumalo, Mfana Sibili, Philmon. Yes, this is where you are going to enter the name, and then we are going to enter. Okay, you're supposed to format, it's supposed to take the same format. I don't know what happened here. It's supposed to take the same format. Let's continue. Okay, so this is how the report will look like. Let's save the format. At least let's save the format. Yeah, the format here. And then we're supposed to enter their national ID. I'll use my own information for demonstration purposes. So you click the slot and then you begin to type, okay, this is numlock, I have to activate numlock here. So 8009166100. So that is the student number. So we want to test every entry basically so that we are sure the system is ready for use in the next how many hours. Schools are about to open the next 24 hours or the next 48 hours. Yes. Okay, so you want to enter the grades here. So some colleagues have advised us that, okay, the issue of the report card, it's good to have the numeric scores since MS Excel handles numeric data, understands numeric data, but again we have to adhere to the rules and regulations of the CBE curriculum. So the report card of the CBE curriculum, if you have noticed, dear colleagues, it doesn't have any numeric value, especially the lower grades like grade 2. This is grade 2 here. There is no achievement, there is no testing. So the learners are tested qualitatively instead of quantitatively. So we've decided to keep the numeric grades so that the programming is possible. Otherwise, we have applied some whitewash so that the text looks exactly like the background. That's why. So here, if you can click, you can see score up there. You see, but it's not printing. So we just apply some whitewash on this field. Alright, so if the learner shows willingness to work with others and you think the learner is excellent, so give them say an 80 or a 90, but without showing. Okay, if you press enter, you see. So don't type this side, colleagues. Only use this field for entering the numeric grades so that you decide which grade, which symbolic grade you want to award to the kid. So if they deserve an E, so that is ranging from 80% all the way to 100. So give a figure in the margin of 80 and 100 or in between. It is not going to print because we are trying to adhere to the rules and regulations of the CBE report card. So I hope you understand. So if in the next round the learner deserves a sufficient, for instance, if deserves sufficient, so give them anything between 50 and 59. So let's give 58 to influence sufficient, 58. press enter. As you can see, it is not printing, it is not printing, so that we don't flout the rules, the statutes of the CBE, the new CBE report card. So let's continue. It depends what you want to give to the learner. So VG, anything between 70 and 79, you know, that is very good. And then sufficient, okay, not sufficient, you may as well leave it as is. Don't write anything because the default is NS, not sufficient, you see. But if, let's say, the learner deserves a G, just G for good, G short for good, so give it 50, say 50, 50. Oh, that is sufficient. No, G actually it's from 60 to 69. So give 61 for a G. You see, a G is written. Hope you'll get it, colleagues. Hope you'll get it. Okay, 75 for a VG, 100% for an excellent E, 79 for a VG. Yes, whatever. VG 54 if you want sufficient S. Anything 68 if you want I think that is G, that is G 68. Oh, what did I write here? Oh, it's a huge number. 68 should be a G, yes. So as you can see here, it is rating the learner. This is very good personal skills overall. You see, it checks without any bias. This is very good personal skills. Yeah, without bias, without favor. It's by merit. It has been programmed. It doesn't know any relations between the teacher and the learner. So continue, colleagues, to fill up. If they deserve, believe in God. If they deserve an excellent, just put 90 here. Press enter. You see, the symbols are non-printing because the numeric symbols are not printing because they've been whitewashed so that we comply. Otherwise, inspectors will be on our case if we don't do this. Let's say under worship in Christianity, the learner is underperforming, which is non-sufficient. So don't enter anything, just leave it there. So it's NS, not sufficient, you see. Yes, comment, it's okay, let's see. It's excellent work. Okay, perhaps you have to... Do you have to enter something? How was this programmed? Let me see. If N13, which one is N13? Oh, okay. Oh, it's not a good idea, colleagues. Let me clarify this. If the learner is underperforming, please give a very small numeric figure. Don't leave it blank. I think, for the record, let me clarify this. If in a particular strand, let's say worship in Christianity, the learner is underperforming, give that very, very weak, very, very small, weak numeric figure, because if you leave it empty, Excel doesn't penalize the learner. If the teacher by mistake leaves some entry unfilled, Excel ignores the emptiness. It doesn't regard it as a zero. Let's say worship in Christianity, the learner is almost zero. Give them 10%, for instance. Press enter. See how this excellent work will change, because it was grading and judging the learner based on that. If you leave it empty, Excel gives the learner a benefit of the doubt and penalizes the teacher. So I just awarded 10% for worship in Christianity. See how this excellent work will be affected. So let's press enter and see how this will change. You see, it says sufficient because it takes the average of the two. Yeah, the overall comment is sufficient. Why sufficient? because the learner impressed in the first strand. So it combines the two strands. Very, very strong in that strand. Okay, weak in this second strand. So the overall for religious education, the learner is sufficient. What empowers the learner is the belief in God. But let's suppose belief in God, the learner performs, say, average, like let's say, give them 68. See how this sufficient will change. You see, not sufficient because it combines 68 and 10%. I put 10 here, as you can see up there. In fact, you can read the figure you put, you can read it up there, and you can always edit up there in the formula bar. So let's award, for instance, let's award 50, and then see how this will change. The not sufficient. Let's see how it will change. You just awarded a 50 here. So now it becomes sufficient. Why? Click here. See, you awarded 68. Click here. See, you awarded 50. So 68 and 50, that's sufficient really for the learner to proceed to the next unit. Alright, so let's carry on. Let's carry on with our testing. Sorry, now I've got to be really detailed. So what I think is that, yeah, demonstrations will be very, very key from the schools that purchase the system. Otherwise, there could be some casualties. Alright, so in this particular strand, General Studies has got only one strand. So let's say the learner scores 79. You can see what you are typing up there. Always look up there. You can't see it here because it has been whitewashed in order to comply with the rules and regulations. So let's see how the learner shall be graded here. Okay, if you press enter. Let's press enter. So it's very good. It's very good. You see, VG. Yeah, very good. Only one strand. So the learner would have performed very well in general studies. Okay, so these strands are still going to be confirmed. You are going to take the original reports and compare the strands. See if we didn't skip any strand. Okay, in each of the subject disciplines. Alright, so let's come to Eswatini literacy skills. So keep grading the learner, keep checking there what you are typing. It's not going to show, otherwise it's not going to show here because this field has been whitewashed with some white paint so that we try and hide the numeric grades for the sake of not defecting and deflecting from the CBE etiquette. Remember not to leave any space blank. Don't leave any space blank. Make sure you fill up. Even if the learner is underperforming, don't leave it blank and say, okay, NS is already written. It will distort the results. Give a numeric grade which the learner deserves, you know, because for the symbolic grades, you can always locate the symbol in the numeric, or rather in the number line, in the numeric calibration, you know, of measurement. Okay, so we typed 858, so you need to fix that there and then press enter. Yes, say 45, say 41. Check if you are writing what you intend to write in the formula bar. Use the formula bar, teachers. Make use of the formula bar. Yeah, check if you didn't leave any blank space. A blank space would distort the learner performance, you know. So keep checking your formula bar. 69. Yeah, keep checking your formula bar. 70. Keep checking. That should give a VG here, a VG. You see? Yes, so everything has been programmed for you, colleagues. So I hope you'll enjoy this system. I hope you'll enjoy it because even the printing is not complicated. You know, it prints out so nicely. Nothing gets truncated or cut out because the way it comes from the whichever department, whichever office provides it. I don't want to name any office lest they get offended. It comes, you know, with some issues, text boxes that keep shifting and splitting. You try to print, you just undergo a lot of misery. Yeah, you just undergo a lot of misery. So we're trying to record for Siswati here, record for this particular learner.